Good evening. My name is Tina Imami, presenting you with world news for Payam Javan TV. Iran dismisses French claims about its nuclear program. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman Abbas Araqi on Saturday criticized the recent remarks of French Defense Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian about Tehran's nuclear program, saying that the country's nuclear policies are completely transparent. The Dhaka Tribune quoted the French Defense Minister as saying in Berlin on Thursday, "The real issue is nuclear proliferation. It's the future risk of Iran getting a nuclear weapon." Iran criticizes U.S. group monitoring compliance with sanctions. Iran has criticized United Against Nuclear Iran, a privately financed advocacy group founded by former American diplomats, which keeps a long-distance technological eye on compliance with the sanctions imposed on Iran by the West over the country's nuclear program. Alireza Mir Yousefi is a spokesman for Iran's United Nations mission, noted that the group's founders had worked within or were close to the U.S. government, and that Iran considered it counterproductive and contrary to the policy announced by the new administration in early 2009, which purportedly sought to diplomatically interact with Iran, the New York Times reported on Sunday. In a statement, Yousefi said the formation of the group, taken in the context of other hostile American actions, including cyber attacks on Iran's nuclear facilities and unilateral sanctions, convinced Iran that the U.S. does not mean what it says. According to the New York Times, the latest effort of the group, based in Midtown Manhattan, is its maritime monitoring system, which it says provides a new level of scrutiny of compliance with the sanctions imposed on Iran. Iran criticizes U.S. group monitoring compliance with sanctions. Iran has criticized United Against Nuclear Iran, a privately financed advocacy group founded by former American diplomats, which keeps a long-distance technological eye on compliance with the sanctions imposed on Iran by the West over the country's nuclear program. Alireza Mir Yousefi, a spokesman for Iran's United Nations mission, noted that the group's founders had worked within or were close to the U.S. government, and that Iran considered it counterproductive and contrary to the policy announced by the new administration in early 2009, which purportedly sought to diplomatically interact with Iran, the New York Times reported on Sunday. In a statement, Mir Yousefi said the formation of the group, taken in the context of other hostile American actions, including cyber attack on Iran's nuclear facilities and unilateral sanctions, convinced Iran that the U.S. does not mean what it says. According to the New York Times, the latest effort the group in Midtown Manhattan is its maritime monitoring system, which it says provides a new level of scrutiny of compliance with the sanctions imposed on Iran. Martin House, the monitoring systems director and lead analyst, said it used publicly available satellite transmissions from ship transponders, including data on speed, identity, direction, and destination, and correlated the information with other navigational data and computer algorithms. He said the system created vessel behavior profiles that could identify questionable activities even if the transponders were temporarily turned off. Japan rejects reports on Iranian assets blocks, stresses mutual cooperation. Tokyo Embassy in Tehran rejected reports about Iranian assets freeze in a Japanese bank, stressing Iran-Japan ties should be continued and strengthened. Some English media and websites had recently released a news for the second time on Iranian assets freeze in a Japanese bank, while the news was for 1 year ago. Japanese embassy in a contact to ISNA rejected any new decision about blocking Iranian funds. The media claimed that Bank of Tokyo Mitsubishi UFG, one of Japan's biggest banks, has frozen Iranian assets, while ISNA learned that the news had been originally for May 2012. Iran to deliver Azeri nationals to Baku soon. An official in Tehran embassy in Baku said the 2 Azeri nationals formerly arrested in Tabriz, northwest of Iran, will be handed to Azeri officials soon. The 2 Azeri nationals have been released and the phases of their delivery to Azeri officials are underway. They will be delivered to officials of the Republic of Azerbaijan soon, he said. Azerbaijan's foreign ministry spokesman Elman Abdul Ayeh has already said the 2 Azeri nationals arrested in Iran have not been delivered to Azerbaijan's consulate in Tabriz yet. Iran to build water treatment plant in Afghanistan. Iranian Deputy Energy Minister Ali Reza Daimi announced the country will build a water treatment plant in Afghanistan for the first time, saying that Iran and Afghanistan's water and wastewater sectors have signed 2 agreements. Based on the Memoranda of Understanding on Water and Wastewater, Iran has conducted the required studies and assists in the establishment of water treatment plant in Kabul, which is home to 5 million people, he told ISNA. Afghanistan suffering lack of drinking water and has built no water system plant so far. Iran has also contributed more than 50 million annually to Afghan anti-narcotics effort in the last 8 years. Iran's imports from the U.S. rises 11%. Iran imported 18.6 million worth of goods from the U.S. in the first 2 months of the current Iranian calendar, which began on March 21st, up 11% year on year. Iran imported some 4,000 tons of goods from the U.S. in the mentioned period, showing a 125% rise year on year. Iran's exports to the U.S. amounted to 42 tons, worth 106,000. Packed butter, pharmaceutical and food complementary products, alloy sheets, vegetable seeds, antibiotics, and medical equipment were the main imported goods, while carpets, saffron, and raisin were the main exported products. Iran's non-oil trade valued 11.7 billion in the Iranian months of March 21st to May 21st, Mehruz agency reported, citing the Iranian Customs Administration. The main part of the goods was exported to China, Iraq, the UAE, Afghanistan, and India, valued at 1.27 billion, 803 million, respectively. Iran's non-oil trade with the outside world hit 94.8 billion in the past Iran calendar year, which ended on March 20th, Iranian Customs Administration Director Abbas Memar-Najad said in April. TPOI Deputy Director Q-Mars Fatollah Kermanshahai said in May 2012 that Iran's annual imports and exports are projected to reach 77 billion and 83 billion respectively by March 2016. Iran-Iraq trade hit 6.3 billion. The trade turnover between Iran and Iraq surpassed 6.35 billion in the previous calendar year, which ended on March 20th. Iraq also exported goods worth 83 million to Iran. Baghdad was Tehran's third large trade partner in the mentioned period. Iran's technical and engineering services exports to Iraq reached 3 billion in the previous year. The 2 countries' trade volume stood 9.7 billion 2 years ago. Iran and Kurdistan's region economic transactions reportedly account for 59% of Iran's and Iraq's total economic trade turnover. National Museum of Iran to display Japanese lusterware ceramics. The National Museum of Iran, NMI, will be hosting an exhibition featuring a collection of lusterware ceramics by two Japanese artists in July. Works by Kobi Kato and his father Taku Kato, 1917-2005, will be put on display at the exhibit entitled Lusterware Ceramics from Past to Present. The Embassy of Japan in Tehran announced in a press release on Saturday. The exhibition will be running from July 4th to 24th and has been organized by the National Museum of Iran in collaboration with the Association of Iranian Ceramists and the Embassy of Japan. A collection of works by 10 Iranian ceramists will also be showcased on the sidelines of the exhibit. A delegation of Japanese ceramists and artists is scheduled to attend the event. The organizers also plan to hold several workshops and meetings. In addition, an exhibition of lusterware ceramics dating back to Seljuk era, 11th to 14th centuries, will be put on display on the sidelines of the exhibit. Born in 1917, Taku Kato studied ancient Persian ceramics. He restored lusterwares and Persian-colored ceramics, for which he won an award from the Japanese Ceramic Society in 1991. He passed away in 2005. Kobe, 1945, is the son of Takuo and follows his father's style of pottery making. My name is Tina Imami, having presented you with world news for Payam Javan TV. I hope you have a wonderful evening.
تبلیغات شما با بخش بازرگانی پیام جوان رساتر از همیشه، فراتر از مرزها، همراه با آخرین تکنولوژی روز در مجله، اینترنت، تلویزیون و تلفن همراه برای همگان قابل دسترسی است. با ما باشید تا همیشه جوان باشید.